Hey everybody, welcome back to, what is this, part 6, I think, of the big June 2019 tool buy, the tool hoard, so to speak. So we're coming near the end of the stuff that I got on the first trip. We'll see if we can knock this all out right here and right now, and then if time allows, we'll take a sneak peek at the item I went back for. So let's dive right in. A set of starrett adjustable parallels. This is the S154Ls. These are adjustable parallels. These are handy. For the longest time I had some of these just loose, and then I finally ended up acquiring my first complete set. So I let the loose ones go. I had I think 5 starretts that made a kind of a set but without the pouch, and then I had some other extra ones, some Lufkins and stuff. So now this looks like a really nice clean set by the looks of it. I don't see any issues. I'm pretty sure that this is actually even better than the one I have now, so probably going to keep that one and sell my other one. Actually, these are a little bit dirtier on the cover here. Oh yeah, okay. So I got a little bit of surface rust on that one there. These are engraved. These weren't, I don't think, a complete set. No, they were. They were all engraved with the same guy's name by the looks of it. So, all right. So we don't need to really look at that anymore. That'll be the sale item. We'll keep the nicer one for myself. Next up, we got a box here. It says this is an S229G telescoping gauges in case. I have a set of these over here in SPI. These are starrett, so they actually should be. Oh, we got a couple of goodies in here. What do we got? That's a really small scriber. Oh, I like that. This looks like it says Beautech. Beautech. That's interesting. That thing's really small. All right. I'm going to keep that. Put that with my... I have a scriber a lot like this, only it's like the regular size version of a scriber. This is a tiny one. All right. Why is that in there? Huh. You know, it just looks like a little bar. Innocuous little bar of metal, but I mean, this could easily be... I happen to still have it here on the bench. Could easily go on here with the you know, this could be a Tommy bar. There's a little miniature starrett catalog inside this box. Kind of neat. Oh, there's the jack screw we were just talking about right there. The S190 kit. Got a business card in here for a place that does therapeutic massage. If you're in the neighborhood of Mulberry Street in Worcester, Massachusetts, you need a massage. All right. So I got to decide, do I want to keep this or do I want to keep the SPI set that I have? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to keep my SPI set. I actually, I know that they're not as good quality as the starrett. I think I may have already done this once before where I had a set. I wouldn't mind getting a set that looks like this, but are brown and sharp. I've seen those. Occasionally those come around. So for right now, I'm going to keep these made in Japan SPI set, and I'll sell the starretts. The starretts would bring more money, so I can put more coin back in my pocket by selling these. Next, we got this little wooden case right here. This has got the Made in China right on it. This is the Space Block set. 36-piece Space Block set, grade B. And no manufacturer, but, you know, cheap import. But what this is this is an interesting little gauge block set. What's interesting about it is that the gauge blocks are round, okay? And they've got these threaded holes on them, and they come with these little set screws. So the idea is that you can build a stack with these blocks, and then run the set screw down inside and tie them together. All right, so that's what makes this kind of interesting. Now this reminds me of the quite frankly, it reminds me a lot of these don't ring, do they? There's something weird happening there. I can feel almost like a magnetic repulsion when I bring this into really close proximity. Anyways. Oh, so I started to say these remind me of my my Pratt Whitney. Who the heck makes them? They're branded Pratt Whitney, but they're made by another company. That Gage block set. I'm not going to drag it out because I'm just going to slow things down. Yeah, you can thank me later. So anyways, it's an interesting little Gage block set. Because it's a Chinese import, I don't know if it's got a lot of high value. And because it's kind of neat that it has the ability to do this, I might hold on to this. I haven't decided yet. I have other Gage block sets that I don't use now that I'm holding on to, so I really should consider selling some of these. Since we're talking about the elephant in the room, we might as well get right to this set here. This is also a set that is not marked with a manufacturer's name. This just says Gage Blocks Pieces 81. Now, I've seen this set online a lot of different ways. Boxes, a little bit different colors. The blonde box, like I just showed you. I've seen this set in that box, but I mean, it's got a very specific look to it that it just seems like a lot of imports come in this way, even right down to the point that it's got this little plaque right here that says CL.B, which I'm pretty sure that means that they're saying these are Class B blocks, 20 degrees C, so 20 degrees Celsius. And then there is a part number, 95-521. This is the typical import 81-piece set. These usually sell for around 100 to 115 bucks, I think, brand new. So not a lot of value here. They do look like they're in pretty good shape. I see a little bit of staining on them. Now I bet you these will still ring. There we go. All right, so, hey, not a bad little Gage block set. Next up, we have these here. Now, he told me that these were called Wee blocks. As in like, wee, what fun. Wee blocks, all right? You with me so far? So I've seen these, like, I think once before. But for the life of me, I couldn't find online what they were, partly because I couldn't remember what the name was. And then when I saw him, when I went back to pick up my eye candy special item for myself, I asked him again, and took him a few minutes to recall, but then he said, oh yeah, Wee blocks. So these are really handy from what he was telling me. So what we've got is we've got a wedge shape here, okay? And then out here we've got, think of this as a tiny V-block with the clamp, all right? And the idea here is that you can seat this in a larger V-block, and by larger I mean not really much larger. You think about it, see how small this is, right? And you can seat this into the V-block, clamp this in the V-block, and then clamp your tiny part that you're working on in this V-block and clamp it, okay? And then, as if, like, in case you needed to get smaller, there's these little tiny inserts that you can put in here to actually like go to another level of smallness here. So this is some really small precision stuff we got going here. I don't know what these would be for. These are interesting. All right. So I'm going to try and go online and at some point and figure out if I could find somebody using these things. I'd like to see them actually being put to work. I'm also not entirely sure whether or not this box is the correct box for these. Somebody could have easily just cut this foam out to hold these things, because this box seems, well, it's kind of damaged, but it also seems it seems like it's a lot older than these things. These things look, they look kind of import SPI-ish looking to me. All right, so I believe I found them. These are Herrig. At least these particular ones here are Herrig. I don't know if these could be knockoffs of them, but they sure look just like that, right down to the plastic set screws there. And they show it on the V-block just to show how it mounts. Okay, so I don't know how well that's coming out. Okay. And so now I see what that little piece, these little pieces here, they're calling these saddles. All right. And what these do is these allow you to, when you stick this in the V-block and you've got that upper clamping rod coming down, you don't want it pushing on this because you might have a long piece in here. So you've got this bridge that allows the long piece to sit underneath here and go right through. Okay, and your clamping rod pushes down on this. And I didn't notice it, but apparently these look like they might be two different sizes. No, maybe not. They're identical. Are the blocks different sizes? Yes, definitely. Okay, so these are two different size blocks. That's why there's two of them in here. This sure looks exactly like it's going to be the set, because they're describing it, the kit. It says a unique and universal holding tool for small, miniature, or intricate parts used in conjunction with larger V-blocks. Capacity 30 thousandths to 9/32 of an inch. Ideal holding fixture for grinding / indexing pins and punches and pins, drilling, milling, EDM, inspection on optical comparators. Furnished with bridges to straddle long workpieces, allowing top hold-down screw of V-block clamp to be utilized. Hardened and high-precision ground V-blocks, squareness and parallelism within 0.2 of a thousandth of an inch. Set an attractive fitted case. Includes two super V-blocks, size A and size B. Bridge A and B, plus 5 upper prisms. That's these little things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a complete set. These are made in the USA by the Herrig Manufacturing Company, and you can buy these right here for $159.60 from Penn Tool Company. I did see it listed again over here. Same price. Interestingly enough, FlexBar USA apparently is selling just you can buy just one half of what's in this case for $118.80. And these are accurate Super V-blocks. So these are apparently a different manufacturer. Economy V-blocks, these are less money. And these do not look like the ones I have. The ones I have look like the Herrig. Would have been nice if the manufacturer, Herrig, took the time to mark these in some way for positive identification. But anyways, I think that's what I've got here. I'm going to keep these because I may need them someday. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Next item, he had this little handy set of deburring tools. Okay, I like the Noga deburring tools. I've got a couple of those. These look kind of nice though. They look, I don't think these have ever been used. It's like a brand new package. So these are Glow Burr, the original deburring tool. Oh really? By Shaviv. Hey Shaviv, what's up? So anyways, they're color coded. I'm guessing for size. Yeah, what they're telling me is, okay, so tells you depending on what edge you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a straight edge, a whole edge, cross hole both edges, or small hole, and then depending on what material, that tells you what color to use. Hey, that's kind of neat. So anyways, probably going to keep that. I don't think there's a lot of money in these, right? It's probably not a very expensive thing. The handy kit. So I just found a Shaviv 4-piece set on Amazon that's similar to this for about 30 bucks. So that's probably about what this set goes for new. Little grinding vise. Very common Voc-Tech project for a more advanced student to wet his beak on the surface grinder. Of course, obviously a lot of milling. There's a lot of things going on here that are useful skills that are honed on a project like this, which is what makes it such a great project. And this is a really good tool for use on a magnetic chuck on a grinder. So it makes sense, and you can tell that these finishes are all ground. So, you know, you're using the surface grinder, equipping yourself with the technology and the proper use of the surface grinder, and at the same time you're making a useful tool for on the surface grinder. For those of you who aren't aware how these work, it's kind of ingenious little design. You've got this little part right here with a pin, and you've got a series of holes, okay, that are drilled through here, and they create these half holes, right? And what you do is you have this threaded Allen bolt goes down into here. So as I tighten it, it's going to pull this pin up into those positions. So when it's loose like this, the idea is that we should be able to slide this open. I think so. I actually see some swarf in there, but I don't think that's what's holding it. I think it's just a possibility that this is just such a tight tolerance. There we go. See, there's some swarf in there. That might have been all it was. Actually, there's almost like a waxy residue on here. Probably keeping this from rusting. I'm going to leave that on there, that stuff. Let the next owner clean it with whatever they want to clean it with. So anyways, point is, you slide this to the gross dimension that you want, and then you tighten this Allen head screw, which will pull up on this, and in turn pull this and tighten on whatever it is you've got clamped in there. So yeah, and that's not seized, so that's good. Okay. But you get the idea. That's the principle behind it. I now have several of these, so I'm going to have to start deciding to sell some. Some of them are a little bit different sized, but for the most part they're this size. And then I also have other other grinding fixtures for holding things on the grinder, so I really don't need this many of these. If you want to buy one of these precision made ones, they are quite expensive, which is another good reason to make one for yourself. I just checked when I was putting that one away. That only makes number 4. She's a word like I had too many of those things. Oh. You guys like that, huh? So, this is a genuine Albriecht chuck, Germany. This is the Cadillac of keyless chucks. Most people would agree. This particular one, the range is 1/32 of an inch to half inch. It's in excellent shape, really nice shape. It's just got the little bit of maybe a little bit of damage on the very edge of the jaws there, but when I open them up and look at the jaws, they look great. They look really good. Of course, the only way to tell for sure is to actually, check it for run out, and I'll do that eventually. Notice the short arbor in here, okay, and it was funny because I noticed that on one of his other chucks that I bought, one of the really little ones there, and he pointed out to me that he liked that. In fact, it's this one right here. I still have it on the bench, this little itty bitty one. Look at that little arbor right there. So the idea is that you don't have to drop the knee way down to get this chuck in and out, if that makes sense. And you can, you might be able to keep the drill in there, take it out with the drill in there, So, yeah. But his whole point was, hey, you're holding this with a collet. There's no reason why you have to have something this long going up inside of a collet that's clamping it. When if you look at a collet and you see where the clamping edge is, the width of the clamping area of the or the length of the clamping area inside of a collet isn't going to be much more than this in most cases. So that's a nice score there, Albriecht chuck. And as if that wasn't nice enough, we've got, here's an Albriecht NR130. I guess that means number 130. 1/32 to half inch. So that should be this chuck right here, right? I believe. But I believe this one is brand new in the box. Huh? Look at that. Kind of money we were looking at right there, guys. Oh, isn't that pretty? Ooh-wee. This is virgin right here. Never had anything in it. Except my finger just now. Yeah, that's brand new. Never been used. It's acting like I haven't seen this before. It's not like I didn't, when I wasn't putting the pile together, it's not like I didn't spot these. And here is number 100. This is a size 0 to 3/8. Probably the next, maybe that's the next size down, do you think, from that? I don't know if there was a size in between these or not. Also, brand new. Never used. And then, I was just curious. I haven't put it away yet. Here's that one I bought at the tool store a couple weeks ago. So that's really a little sucker right there. So I don't know if there's a sizes in between these or not. And then we were looking around, and these are the only arbors I found, and they're too small for this. But I took them anyways because they're brand new, unused, Jacobs brand arbors. These are dated November of '94. All right, but look at. So that's is that a Jacobs 0? I think. Thought it said somewhere on here. So that's a size 0 Jacobs taper and a 1/2 inch diameter arbor. I think this might be a 0. I don't remember. Well, I have not one, but two of those. So I'm pretty sure I could probably spare one of those. I'm going to make this the final item of the evening, which means we are going to have one more part after this to just take care of a box, one more box of odds and ends. That won't take too long, but that'll give us more time to take a look at the eye candy piece in the next episode. So bear with me, guys. All right, so this item here in this nice finger joined wooden box, which I don't know what originally came in this box, but this item in here is one of the first items that I spotted, and we talked, and I kind of got a feel for where we were going to go when initially he agreed that he would take $20 for this item, and I thought, well, that's a fair enough price. But instead of just giving him the 20 for this right there and continuing what would have taken more than hours, because I was there for hours, we put together a pile and we worked out a deal. But this was the icebreaker, so to speak. So if I can get this open, show you what's in here. And what's in here is an early Fowler, mag base, indicator base, magnetic indicator holder. It's kind of a tight fit the way he's got this in here, but it's a nice, it's a decent made one by the looks of it. It's pretty stout. It's got this more beefy rod and these beefy clamps that it has with it. So I thought, well, that's kind of a neat one, even though I don't need any more mag bases. And the other thing that caught my eye about this darn thing is all the other little stuff that he had here in the box with it. I just got done saying how nice this these big clamps are, right? And it's got two more in here. All right, this looks like it's for, this is for a smaller size rod, which is in here, okay? And then there's this one. Not quite sure what the deal is here. This almost looks like a drop indicator, could easily be put on this. And here is some sort of unknown pin. All right, so so this pin could be clamped in here, and then again, an indicator with the type of back on it that like that right there, okay? So this screws on and clamps onto this, and then that gets in there. And then this might even be a starrett. This is designed to go on, I believe, on the V-ways of a small lathe. Okay, so you would clamp this onto the ways, and that gives you an indicator mount right there. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Brown and Sharp made these too or not, but all the ones of these that I've seen, I think they were starrett. I have a couple of these. This one doesn't appear to be marked. And then there's this mystery item here. He couldn't tell me what this was. So we've got a knurled knob right here and very fine teeth or threads. Teeth. Very fine threads right here. Almost as if this is designed to be almost like a micrometer stop type of deal. Okay? No numbers on here like a micrometer stop would have, but it's a very fine adjustment. And what's happening is when I'm turning this, it's moving this rod right here in and out. So the question is, I guess this could be part of this set. Let's see, like, oh, here, right? Okay, so if that looks like that would live there just perfectly fine. Okay. So does this now make this a precision stop? Like you could put this on the milling machine table adjacent to your piece in your vise, and you've got a precision stop here that you can adjust. So I don't know. Open to your guys' ideas here, but they're calling this the Model MB-2X. I wonder if I look this up, maybe there's a picture that shows the whole kit. Well, guys, I haven't been able to find a picture of a brand new set with all its accessories online, but the couple of used ones I found had different pieces. So from what I can gather, it looks to me like all of these pieces appear to definitely be part of this set. The little micrometer stop looking thing here, turns out there's supposed to be another piece that goes on the end of this and would allow you to have a flat piece of metal with a hole in it, so you could put a screw right through and, you know, like this, and clamp on indicator right to the back of this. I mean, right to this business end of this thing. So that's missing. Definitely looks like it came with maybe even more rods than just the two that I have here. I did even see one set that did appear to have one or two of these scribers, so I think these are actually also original, which makes sense because you can see the hole right here on this. Okay, so that makes sense. So this is the only piece that I don't think belongs to this set. I think this is an orphan tag along that shouldn't be in that box. Everything else, this I found. This might also be an add-on right here, because this seems like something somebody cobbled together. Anyways, still a nice little set. And this apparently, judging from the fact that I've seen two of them now in a box identical to this one, I think that this might be the original box for this set. So alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. You never know what I might get into next. And if you like what you see in the video, please hit the like button. And until we meet again, have a good day.